On a lonely stretch of Long Island shoreline, a hiker found a plastic-wrapped secret that would expose a decade of vanished women and led investigators to a suburban architect whose life hid a darker map of bodies. 11 bodies. One lonely highway. The chilling true story behind the Gilgo Beach murders. The story officially begins in May 2010 with the disappearance of Shannan Gilbert, a 24-year-old escort from New Jersey. Gilbert was last seen leaving a client's home in the gated community of Oak Beach, Long Island. A desperate search for her over the following 7 months focused on the dense, swampy marshland near where she was last known to be. The search effort took a horrific turn on December 11, 2010, when a hiker discovered human remains wrapped in plastic near Gilgo Beach. This initial discovery was followed swiftly by more grim finds. By December 13, 2010, police had uncovered the remains of 3 more women, Melissa Barthelemy, Amberlynn Costello, and Megan Waterman, all within a quarter-mile stretch of the parkway. These 4 women became known as the Gilgo Four. All 4 women had been involved in sex work, often advertising their services online, and all were believed to have been murdered by strangulation. The discovery of 4 bodies disposed of in a similar manner immediately signaled to law enforcement that they were hunting a serial predator. The investigation quickly expanded beyond the initial 4 bodies. In March and April of 2011, during the continued search for Shannan Gilbert, authorities discovered 6 more sets of remains scattered along Ocean Parkway and in nearby Nassau County, indicating a much larger crime scene. These additional remains represented victims whose disappearances dated back much further. Jessica Taylor, her torso was first found in Manorville in 2003, but additional remains including a skull were found near Gilgo Beach in 2011. Valerie Mack, also known as Melissa Taylor, her torso was found in Manorville in 2000, and more remains were discovered at Gilgo Beach in 2011. Karen Vergata, her partial remains were first found on Fire Island in 1996, making her the earliest known victim in the cluster of charges against the eventual suspect. Her identity was confirmed years later using genetic genealogy. Tanya Jackson and her 2-year-old daughter Tatiana Dykes Jackson's partial remains were found in 1997, and her daughter's remains were found near Jones Beach in 2011. Note the deaths of Jackson and Dykes are now being treated as a separate homicide investigation following the arrest of Tatiana's father in late 2025. The total count of bodies found in the area reached 11, representing at least 8 distinct victims, plus the unidentified remains of an Asian male found wearing women's clothing. Crucially, in December 2011, Shannan Gilbert's remains were found about 9 miles from the Gilgo Four site. Her cause of death remains officially disputed, though police initially suggested accidental drowning, a conclusion her family has contested. For over a decade, the case remained unsolved, marked by frustration from the victims' families who felt law enforcement was slow to prioritize vulnerable sex workers. The killer, dubbed the Long Island serial killer LISK, used burner phones to communicate with victims, leaving few digital clues. The turning point came in 2022 when the Suffolk County District Attorney Raymond Tierney established a dedicated Gilgo Beach Homicide Investigation Task Force. This new team re-examined every piece of evidence, leading to crucial forensic advancements. The belt in 2020, police had publicized a key piece of evidence, a black leather belt embossed with the initials or WH, which investigators believed the killer handled and did not belong to any victim. Forensic genealogy. This technology helped identify previously unknown victims like Karen Vergata. The vehicle link investigators focused on a dark green Chevrolet Avalanche registered to a Massapequa Park resident, which matched witness descriptions from the time of the murders. This renewed focus led investigators to Rex Herman, a 59-year-old Manhattan-based architect who lived in Massapequa Park, just across the bay from where the bodies were found. In July 2023, Rex Herman was arrested. Prosecutors built their case on a combination of evidence. DNA recovered from a discarded pizza box allegedly matched a male hair found on burlap, used to wrap one of the victims. Later, hairs found near victims were linked to DNA samples from Herman and his wife, Asa Ellerup. Digital evidence, cell phone location data allegedly placed Herman near the victims at the time of their disappearances, and internet searches linked to him showed he had researched the investigation itself. Herman was initially charged with the murders of the Gilgo, Costello, Barthélemy, and Waterman, and later charged with the murder of Maureen Brainard Barnes. He has consistently pleaded not guilty to all charges. By late 2024, early 2025, the charges expanded significantly as prosecutors linked him to older cases. He was charged with the murders of Jessica Taylor and Sandra Costilla, whose body was found in 1993. Making her the earliest charged victim. He was also charged in the death of Valerie Mack. In total, Rex Herman has been charged in the murders of 7 of the victims discovered along the South Shore, with the judge ruling that all 7 cases will be tried together to establish a pattern of behavior. Despite the arrest of Herman for 7 murders, the Gilgo Beach case remains officially open, as not all 11 sets of remains have been linked to him. The unidentified Asian male and the remains of Tanya Jackson and Tatiana Dykes remain separate from the charges against Herman. The case is a stark monument to the difficulties in solving crimes involving vulnerable populations and a testament to the power of modern forensic science. The ongoing legal battle will focus on the admissibility of advanced DNA testing and the prosecution's ability to weave the disparate timelines of the 7 victims into a single narrative of guilt. The true story of the Gilgo Beach murders is a collection of individual tragedies, now slowly moving toward accountability, but forever marked by the darkness found along Ocean Parkway.